Okay, good morning again. This is Rabbi Shlomo, first here at Yeshiva Nafshi. I'm temporarily substituting for Rabbi Reuben Lev, who's taking care of important business for Yeshiva, and we hope he has a success. And we'll see him soon again. We're learning Nefesh HaChaim in the first Shar and Perik Yud Beis. Yeah. Good. That's it.
L'chein amru Rabosenu Zichron Nam Livracha. And thus it was stated by our rabbis of blessed memory, Kol ha-omer HaKodesh Baruch Hu Vatiran Hu Yivasru Chayav Kule. Everyone who says that Hashem Vatranu, that he's a Vatran. What's a Vatran?
He overlooks transgressions.
Yivasru Chayav. He is Vasru. What's Vasru? Same thing.
Same thing. Like he's overlooking his life, meaning if a person will think to himself that HaKodesh Baruch Hu is going to overlook the fact that he's transgressing, that means he's going to be
and he's overlooking his own
life.
Yechaim Hu Yerushalyim Perek Chamishi Dish Kalim Uviv Reishis Rabbah Parsha Samach Zion Uve Tanhuma Parsha Tisha Uve Shocher Tov Tehillim. So there's all a bunch of references. And so it is in the Jerusalem Talmud, Perek Chamishi
the second
Shkalim, Reishis Rabbah, Parsha so and so, and then Tanchuma, Parsha so and so, Shocher Tov Tehillim, and also in Tehillim, for a certain part of Tehillim.
Right.
So all of this stuff is, all these
sources.
Sorry. All of these are sources to support the statement that was just made.
Yes.
Which
they repeat the same statement. Yeah.
Okay. Which
anyone who says that HaKodesh Baruch Hu will overlook his sins, Vatsun Chayav, he's going to overlook his own life. He's going to forfeit. He's going to forfeit his life.
Okay. So he's just telling me there's a lot of different places that say this,
right.
Refer to this. Amnam hu kamo shekasavnu la'el.
Let's see. It says Ulechol al Yifla, Yipala, Yishachar Tov Tehillim, Yishachar Tov Tehillim.
And this is where I finished, I think. Did I skip?
You're to the end of the Ulechol al Yipala.
Oh, I didn't read the last sentence.
Yeah.
You're right. The lichora.
It means that it seems Yipala. It seems as it's incongruous. It seems a wonder.
It seems wondrous. Halo afilu adam ish chesed mitnaheg b'midas v'teranus. So it seems a wonder, is it not, that even a man is a man of kindness by his custom?
He behaves he's asking as follows, meaning to say that HaKadosh Baruch Hu cannot be referred to as a vatrim seems to be incongruous. Why? Because even Adam Ish Chesed, even a person who's a kind person, even a person who's a kind person, he'll be behaving with the meter of overlooking things. So he'll overlook things. I mean, the opposite of Vatronis is HaKodesh, to be strict, to be staunch in his pride and in his dealings with people, that he's not willing to give an inch, right? A person who's an ish chesed, a person who's a kind person, he'll overlook things. He'll be more easygoing, right? So why do we say that anyone who says Hashem's easygoing, right? That means he's going to forfeit his life for saying such a thing like that. A person who's a kind person, he's also, you see, take a look. The people who are kind people, they're easygoing. They're not standing on every nickel and dime. They're not the person that says something that's a little bit off color to them. They don't get all upset and blow up. They're willing to forgive and forget. So why is it because Baruch Hu doing at least what a person who's a kind person will do?
Amnam hu kamo shikasavnu la'el. And they said, however, it is like that was written above. She'eno al derech ha'onesh u'nekima chas sholem. That it's not the way of punishment and nekima. Heaven forbid. What's nekima?
Vengeance.
It's not the way of punishment and vengeance. What?
That's for sure.
You said above.
Yeah.
It's not the way of punishment and vengeance. I don't get that.
I think we'll have to see a little bit further to get a full picture of what's going on.
Rak chataim teradef ra'ah shehachet atzmo hu ansho. Only that the sin pushes off the evil to radef.
It
pursues the evil. The sin pursues the evil.
Actually, plural. Chatoim.
Sins pursue evil. That sin itself, it is its punishment. Okay, so
the very fact of this, the sin itself is in and itself is enough punishment itself. The fact the person did something against the will of the Rebbeinu Shalom, the will of HaKodesh Baruch Hu, right? The fact that he's going against the will of his Creator, that itself is a bad enough punishment.
So Hashem doesn't have to be a Vatran or a what did you say the other word was? Hakim? Hakim?
Well, he doesn't. He's not
good. The Hebrew word. The Hebrew word is the opposite of Vatran.
He's not be the person who's as a party. He's
Makpi. So it's not a really even relevant whether Hashem is Vatran or Makpi. It's built into the structure of reward and punishment that sins bring on their own punishment.
I mean, look, you understand. Let's say you have a corporation. You have people in various different departments. Each department is designed to accomplish certain goals, has certain tasks, has certain deadlines, right? You have a worker. Let's say you have head of a department, and for some reason he's not really doing what he's supposed to do, right? So the fact that he's not doing what he's supposed to do that itself is his biggest punishment. He's going to be fired. Why? Because he's not doing what he's supposed to do, right?
Right.
So the fact that he's
Work
not
doesn't get done.
right, work doesn't get done. You know, you have a corporation. There's certain things that have to be done. The work's not getting done, so you need people to do the work. Right. So the fact that this person's not doing the work, that is its own punishment. The fact that he's not doing, you don't have to punish him because he's not doing the work. No, the fact that he's not doing the work is the punishment.
So in other words, Hashem has built the world in such a way that it's impossible for him to be a Vatron. Because the reward and the punishment is taking care of itself automatically. Okay.
You know, you have also in agriculture, you have a similar thing. Trees have to produce a certain amount of fruit. Right?
Amount of fruit.
Like a tree has to produce a certain amount of fruit.
Right.
So even by us, that we have laws, you can't cut down a fruit tree. It's forbidden to cut down a fruit tree. But even
Right.
according to our laws, if the fruit tree is not producing a certain amount, minimal amount, then in certain circumstances it's permissible to cut it down.
Right.
Right? Because it ceases to be a fruit tree.
So
It has to be a fruit-bearing tree, right?
Right.
Sometimes it's old. Trees also get old, right? Just like when in the first 3 years they don't produce good fruits. They're too young to produce. They're not mature enough. Also, when they reach trees also have a lifetime. They have a long lifetime, but they also have a lifetime.
Right.
So when they lose their productivity, then it's better that you use it for firewood than you can replant, use that space for planting newer, stronger trees.
Right.
Another way of putting it, perhaps, is to say that your punishment is self-inflicted.
Also true. Correct?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Hime eis ha-beria kava hu is barach shemo kol sidrei hanehagas hanhagas ha'olamos sheyu teluyim kefi his or Rus Maaseh Ha'adam. Let's try that. Okay, so because from the time of the creation, already.
Kava means to fix or establish.
Fixed or established Hashem. All of the ordering. Hanehagas of the customs of the world,
Or the behavior, or the
behavior of the world.
Right. So at the
At the
very
beginning of time, Hashem set up the rules of the ordering of the behavior of the world. That it would depend. Kefi his rus on something of the awakening,
according
to that it would be dependent according to the awakening of the actions of a man, of people.
The awakening of the arousal or the stimulation. Kefi, according to the stimulation of the acts of men. All the worlds, at the very beginning of the creation, the HaKodesh Baruch Hu arranged that the behavior of all the worlds would be according to the stimulation which is initiated by the acts of men.
Hatovim ve'im ra'im chas v'sholom. The good ones and with the bad ones, heaven forbid. Shekol ma'asav ve'inyanav nir shamim me'a lehem kol echad b'mekomo v'shar'o. That, let's see, that all of the deeds and the matters nir shamim me'alehem that are nirash nir sham rasham. I don't know what that is. Nir shamim.
So it's again, okay, everything's according to man's deeds, whether they're good or whether they're bad, also. Shekol Maasav Inyonim, all the person's deeds, and all that Inyonim, his activities, Nirshom Ma'alehem, they are all like stemming from that. They're Nirshom they're Nirshom actually, I think almost like automatically. They're automatically registered and developing from that.
All each one in Koro Vishar Sho. Makor is the essence, in its essence, and Shar Sho is like a gate.
Well, actually, Makoro is like its source, and Shorshu is its root.
Oh, Shoresh.
Shoresh, right. And Makor is like the source.
Each source and root.
Right. How did they translate it, Roy?
Same.
Yeah, wow, look at that. Good work.
There's also a footnote here.
How long was the footnote? How long was the footnote? Okay, you want to read it? Go ahead.
Therefore, there is no license to abrogate responsibility for sinning. To say that God will overlook it, as one must understand that by performing a sin, a person compromises himself. Another perspective of this point is presented in Gate 2, paragraph 8, section 8, where the punishment of a sin is described as a natural consequence of the action performed. For example, becoming ill after eating bad food or being burnt when playing with fire, etc.
Burnt when playing with fire. Burnt when playing with fire. Don't play in traffic.
I thought it was go play in traffic. V'hu mukhrach l'kabel dino al yidei osan k'chos ha'tum'ah shehibir b'maasav k'fi a rech v'inyan ha'pigam, and it is mukhrach. I don't know what mukhrach is. He is mukhrach.
It's necessary, or again, who mukhrach al kabel dinoi al yedei oso koikos hatuma shehigbar namasa. That he, the person who sins, is required
to receive his judgment,
right?
In accordance with those powers of Tuma, Shehigvir the Ma'asav, that attached to his deeds, that were higber, that were intensified through his deeds. And through his deeds of evil, right? He caused the powers of defilement that they should be increased, augmented through his bad deeds. So he's going to suffer the consequences because of that. Like if a person, he's got a bathtub, right? He's got a nice pure water in his bathtub. So he goes and if he pours maple syrup into his bathtub, he's going to take a bath in that polluted water. He's going to suffer the consequences of that polluted water that he pours in his bathtub, correct? Right.
He won't take a bath in maple syrup.
No, it's not a good image. In accordance with the erech of the matter that nullifies the gam,
The inyan pigam, meaning everything, meaning he's going to bear responsibility to receive the judgments, or gonna develop because of his bad actions, because he gave power to the powers of defilement, according to his erich, the quality, right, and the inyan hapagam, and the level of the fault that was caused by his bad deeds. Right? Pagam is like a fault, a blemish. Right? So everything that a person does, this goes for the good as well. Right? What we're saying in terms of bad also goes conversely in positive ways for the good. And according to the quality of the mitzvahs he does, and according to the perfection, right, of the mitzvahs he does, he's going to be creating koiches, powers of tahara, of kedusha, of holiness and sanctity and purity, and he's going to be rewarded, right, according to those koiches that he created through his good deeds, his good thoughts and his good speech.
וזה ממילא ותוקן הפגם של העולמos ושל נפשו. And with this, automatically, יתוקן הפגם, the blemish, something happens to the blemish.
We're told to rectify.
Automatically it rectifies the blemish of the universe and of his soul.
Is that what how they translate that? What is that? What was it saying?
The sign, the other way around. Put the sign. They put the phrases in the middle. And according to the level and type of damage, and through this, the damage done to the worlds and the soul will be rectified.
Through this damage done to the world
and his soul will inevitably be rectified.
Be rectified.
So
we're going to change from bad to good here.
No, because through the judgment, see, that's what it says here. Who muchrak, a person is muchrak, a person is going to be obligated, the kabul dinah, a person is going to be obligated to receive the judgment or the punishments, ayidei osu koichos, through those koichos, atuma, of defilement, those powers of koichos of tuma, which he brought forth through his, right, behaviors, according to the level and depths of their damage, flammage or blemish, their damage. Right? And that judgment is a Kiddush here. He's saying a Kiddush. Through the judgment himself, that judgment on the person is going to metaken the begam of the olamos and his nafsho. Meaning the judgment is going to make the correction of the damage, right, that he created in the worlds and in his own soul. So that's a very, I didn't really realize that. Meaning, you ask a person, what's punishment for? Why does a person have to be punished? Right? So he's saying here, the punishment itself is the rectification of the damage which actually took place through his actions, which caused these things to occur.
That's hard to understand.
Okay, well.
Child takes a jar of jelly, throws it on the floor, smashes. Jelly spills all over the floor. So the parent says, clean it up. Oh, wait a minute, I'm answering your question. The parent says, clean it up.
It's a punishment fit to crime.
By cleaning it up, you just fix the problem.
Punishment fit to crime.
Yeah, well, from a secular point of view, it's not understood. Let's say a person robbed a bank and he killed, right? Take Bonnie and Clyde, right? Bonnie and Clyde, right? Notorious gangsters, right? Bank robbers, murderers, right? So in the end, the posse finally tracked them down. Right. They opened fire on their car. Each one got about 25 bullets in their bodies.
Right.
That was the end of them.
Right.
So they got their justice, right? Does that rectify all the banks that they robbed, all
There
the
you
people
go.
they cursed.
That's my question.
Does that doesn't rectify
Doesn't fix
anything?
anything.
Doesn't. And even if they were brought to trial and got 20 lifetime sentences, right?
Right.
And they rotted in jail for the rest of their lives. Does that rectify anything?
Maybe because they're out of the scene now, something is not going to happen or something will happen that will cause something to be good elsewhere.
Well, that'll help. That's just like removing the problem, but that doesn't solve all the things they caused before.
All the people who lost their money don't get their money back.
All the people who lost their money, they went bankrupt, they got divorced because they couldn't
Maybe
take care of their wives.
lose their money and meant to get divorced.
people who were
That's
murdered.
right, but they were the cause of it. All those things were certainly necessary to happen, right? But the fact that the bank manager got killed because they came in blasting and blasted through the bank, they killed everyone in the bank and they stole the money. So the bank manager got killed. So his wife is now a widow. The children now orphans, right?
Yeah,
You know,
it was terrible.
of course it's terrible.
So
So
certainly from our point of view.
yeah, so
So it didn't. The punishment didn't.
that doesn't rectify anything. That doesn't rectify anything.
Right. And it didn't rectify anything for their souls either,
Right.
because they died in their sins. They didn't do tshuva. They didn't have a chance. That all the bullets were flying.
The first one hit him in the head, I think.
Well, who says that their death is a punishment?
Well, that's the mashal that the rabbis created.
Yeah, but who said that?
Ask the
that
question.
what happened to them is their punishment?
What's their punishment?
I'm not asking.
Well, what I'm saying is, this is a good example, much better example than I came up with, of my question, which is, how does it says here that the punishment, that the judgment is going to rectify the problems.
Right.
And I'm saying, how is that? Here's an example. What punishment did they get, and how did that rectify the problems?
Right.
So what is their punishment? We don't know. Just because they got shot doesn't mean that's their punishment.
No, so first of all, in the context of what we're talking about, the Mekabel Dinoi, meaning Hashem's going to judge the person, the neshama, the soul, everything about the person. He's going to receive certain judgments. Then, see, and because again, let's try to understand what Rav Chaim Lodge is trying to teach us. He's trying to explain the statement, Kola Omer HaKodesh Baruch Hu Vatrin Hu Vatra Chaya. Anyone who says that the HaKodesh Baruch overlooks, and he overlooks the sins, he's overlooking his own life. So now, with this statement, the paragraph later, I'm beginning to understand a little bit more what that statement of Chazal means. Meaning, if a person's going to say Hashem overlooks the sin, right, then he's overlooking, he's forfeiting his own life, because the judgments, Rav Chaim Lodge is telling us, the actual judgment on the person is a rectification for all the damage he did through his sins, and it's damage for all the worlds that he damaged,
Right.
and spiritually and physically, and also it's a rectification for his own soul. So if he says that because was a vatrin, he's forfeiting his own life, because you don't want that. You really want, deep down, you want to have the judgments, and you want to be able to rectify all the damages that were done. So
Right.
to say the opposite, he's really forfeiting his own life.
I get that. I'm just trying to understand this one particular detail of the connection between the judgment and rectification.
Oh, so this is a big kiddush, right? I tell you the truth, I never really thought of it this way before. But what Chaim Lodge is teaching us, he's saying that through the necessity of a person receiving the judgments, whatever those things may be, only HaKodesh Baruch Hu knows, whatever those judgments are going to be, right? Those judgments on the person are going to be the actual rectification of all the damage that was done.
There's a footnote here that
Sure.
I'm not too sure what it means.
Okay.
So I'll read the sentence first, and he's forced to accept his fate through those powers of impurity, which he strengthens his actions according to the level of type of damage through this. The damage done to the world, to his soul, inevitably be rectified. So according to the level and type of damage, and through this, and then it says that is through this the experience of the difficulties which his sin has caused him in Gehenna.
So he's explaining, he's telling you what's the dinim. The dinim that he's talking about, HaKodesh, he mentioned where this dinim, where these judgments taking place, but he's referring to the judgment that take place in the Gehenna. Okay. So
that gets back to what you were talking about before. You're saying that punishment was not that they were died. Punishment now is something else. It's something that happens in Gehenna.
I was questioning whether that was the punishment, but it could be part of the punishment. Well, it probably is part
so
of the
actually, if we look at the example I gave, it makes a certain amount of sense. If the punishment fits the crime, like Roy said, then you do see that the punishment is bringing a rectification.
Right, so that's what's being said, and that's how we understand Kol Omer HaKadosh Baruch Hu Vatrin V'chayav, he's Mevatra on his life.
Right, you got to understand that it's built into the world that Hashem is always paying very close attention and causing this chain of events, that one thing affects the other.
Correct.
So you do the sin, that sin has a bad effect on you, that causes you to have to face judgment, and facing judgment causes the correction. That's all happening automatically, so to speak. But it's not really automatic, because Hashem is on top of it all.
Correct. See, that you don't have anything. You don't have anything like that in human justice. If a person, for example, if a person was a murderer and he killed somebody, he killed the head of a household, instead of going for jail for life, if they made this person, work and support this family, right? So that would be some kind of rectification of the damage he caused.
Right.
But I don't think you see that in any human court system of justice.
Right.
I don't think you see that. Maybe there is someplace, Madagascar, maybe they have such a law.
Maybe in slavery, in Torah slavery.
No, so in Torah law, you see such a thing. You have a similar case like the person who was ma'anis, a basula, a virgin. Right? He was
relations.
Yeah. He molested a virgin, so he's obligated to marry her, and he cannot divorce her,
right?
Because he defiled her, right? And he's the one who's obligated to marry her, and he has to keep her as a wife. So you see, that's some type of rectification for the crime that he did. Mm-hmm. Right? But in, I don't know, again, you might find some way out system of justice out there in the Philippines or Madagascar or Isle of Man that they have such a thing like that. But in general, my small knowledge of Western Europe and Western civilization law is there's no such thing like that.
Right.
Even they had debtor's prison. You can't pay your debt, so what do you do? Throw him into prison. So how are you ever going to pay the debt that way? Right? Now you're a burden on society. The one who lent you the money is never going to see his money, right? So what did they try to accomplish like that? Well, no, tell me, Roy, what did they try to accomplish with that? Bupkis.
There's, I think maybe if we go on to the next sentence, it might help as well, because I'll be reading it here.
Okay, good. Okay, let's go ahead. We'll forward you ahead.
Okay, where were we?
The last word on the day.
O al yedei koach ha-teshuvah, or on account of the power of tshuva.
So now Rav adds another aspect. First is punishments, right? Mikabel dino, he has to receive judgment, punishments, as the footnote said in Gehenna, right? Or there's another way through tshuva. That tshuva has a way of making rectification, which is a bit of a chiddush. I mean, both of these things are chiddush, but okay, we'll go ahead and see.
Shemagaas ad sharsha ha-elyon olam ha-teshuva alma decheru unekiru depula umisham misatzel v'nishpa tosefes kedusha al-yonah v'od mav v'or mavhik. Stop there. Mavhik. Okay. So shemagaas ad sharsha. I'm not sure what that means.
Elyon, because it's through, or the other path is through the power of tshuva. Shemigas, that it reaches. Because ad sharsha elyon, until it reaches, which reaches
high gates.
Well, that's the roots, the
high roots,
the highest roots,
the highest roots of the world of repentance. Ama decheru, the world of decheru v'leiru dekula, for all of them.
What did they explain what this means?
Dekula.
The world of repentance, a world which is completely free and bright.
Free, cheru, I guess with cherus, free and bright.
The hero.
And brilliant.
Brilliant, all of it.
Yeah, okay.
Umisham, and from there, meet Atzel, from the shadow.
It's like saved, I think, no?
And from there there is an emanation and bestowal of additional supernal holiness and bright light.
So sepets that's added, adds holiness on high, and light, mavhik,
and or which is splendorous.
Splendorous or. So what is it saying? It's saying tshuva illuminates the world with a pure and bright pureness and brightness, or pureness and brightness, and from there emanates an effect that adds holiness to on high and a bright light. So that's basically describing the fact that tshuva has these qualities to it.
Yeah.
V'hasem ulechalos kol tum'ah uletaken ha'olamos k'mikodem, and it does something to all of the impurity and repairs the world as it was at first.
Right, yes, good. So he's explaining basically like this, that the power of tshuva is such that it sends forth such a brilliance of light and of purity and holiness, that what it can do is bring an end to all the defilement, all the tumah, and it can repair all the worlds to be as they once were before the sin. That's the power of tshuva. They can sanitize all the defilement which he had caused through his transgressions.
So this is greater than what it was saying about the effect of the judgment.
Could be.
The effect of the judgment causes a repair.
Right.
But this is going beyond repair. This is a complete renewal.
Could be. Excuse me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uv Yisron or Chadash Me'alam HaTeshuvah HaMofi'a Alehem, and Visron, Turon. I don't know what that is.
That's like the additional.
The additional light of newness, or the additional new light from the world,
From the world of Tshuva.
from the world of Tshuva, Umofia Alehem, and it adds on them,
Like influences them, right?
influences them, bestowed on them.
This new light is from the world of contents is now bestowed on them. What's the name?
On those worlds.
On the damaged worlds.
Right.
Lazos ein sheyad
In Shayach.
ein shayach vateranus bazet. And for this, it's not appropriate to be ignoring these things.
Right. And consequently, because of these two things, because of the judgments, the punishments, and also the power of tshuva that have to make rectification for all the damages to this person's sins, for this, there's no possibility of foregoing these. This can't be foregoed. This is something which has to occur automatically.
Right, so it's given these two things, it's impossible to say that Hashem's a Vatra.
Right. And to say so, a person would be like foregoing his own life, meaning his own existence would be destroyed if it wasn't for that.
As powerful as the rectification from the din is, which is automatic, the tshuva is way, way, way more.
Apparently, it could be. I'm not sure if he's actually saying that, but it works differently. The tshuva works as like a sanitizing type of a method, whereas the
Din is like a repairing method.
yeah, it's sort of like it's like a purging. It's just purging the.
So the tshuva is like a sanitizing,
And the dinim, the punishments are like purging, like a exorcisation. It's like removal. Zeramu ba'avos. They say this in the period of Avos. Kol ha'ma'asecha, right? Sefer Torah.
B'chol ma'asecha b'sefer nichsavim hayinu sheme'atzman nichtavim v'nirshamim le'ma'ala. All of your deeds in the book of
The Sefer are written in a book. The Sefer
in the book are written. They are shema'atzman, that from themselves. Nichtavim, they are written. V'nir shamim l'ma'ala, and mirash. I don't know what nir shamim is. That are seen above.
Well, the nirsham that they are inscribed, written and inscribed
above.
Say,
here's one my head is just, the tshuva is like, what did you say?
Cleansing, sanitization.
oh, you want to know what I said?
Yeah, sanitization. The tshuva is like a sanitation.
Right.
And
Sanitization.
Sanitization of the sin. And the din is like the purging.
With repair.
What?
Repair. Hey, how are you?
Okay. Starting more in a few minutes, give me a chance to
Me
get
too.
ready.
So